Well, hello everybody. It's the math dealer here, and today we're going to learn how to write the equation of a line. Now, before you begin this whole process, you must make sure that you have a point on the line. If you don't have a point on the line, there's no way you're going to be able to find the equation of that line. I'm just saying. You also have to have a slope of the line, and that's another key fact, all right? Slope comes in all shapes and sizes, but you still need to make sure you have it. All right. Now, I always tell my student, you have a point on the line, go ahead and just call it x1, y1. Don't fret none. It's just like calling it one point. That's it. X1, y1. The slope, go ahead and call it m. I know we're so clever. Yeah, it's been around for a while. I'm just going to say. Now, if you got yourself the point, you got yourself a slope, you might as well use, I know, right? The point slope formula. Why? Because it just makes sense. I know, super excited. If I were you, I might pause the video right now and make sure you write this formula down because it is huge, right? And check it out. You might be asking yourself, okay, well, what about this point slope thing? Well, when you have the slope, you're going to plug it in there. You have your point, you're going to plug it in there. This is going to be the x coordinate, and this is going to be the y coordinate of a point on the line. Don't forget, it must be on the line. Don't be having it somewhere else. That's craziness, okay? If you recall, in the ordered pair, the x always comes first and then the y. Please remember that. Okay, so here we go. Look at our first little question here. Find the equation of the line that passes through the point 1, -5 and has a slope of 1/4. Well, as I said, if you're given the point, go ahead and label it. Label the first coordinate x1 and the second coordinate y1. I know, so daggone clever, I can't stand it. And you have the m. Now, sometimes all they tell you is the slope is this, or they'll tell you m is this. Regardless, they're the same thing. M and slope, same person, right? Now, this is what always messes people up. They go on to read, place the answer in slope-intercept form. Well, that's fine. But the way you start the whole problem is you use the point-slope formula, and then you're going to rewrite it in the slope-intercept form. And it's not an extra step. I swear. It's much easier to do this route than that other route. Okay, so here we go. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Now look what I did. I took my y1, I took my y1, which was -5, and plugged it in there. And then I took my x1, which was 1, and I plugged it in there. Watch your signs, watch your signs, watch your signs. Minus and a minus, you know, is a plus, right? And this guy over here was just x minus a +1, which was left you with x minus 1. Okay. Now, cleaning up a little bit, y plus 5 equals 1/4 x minus 1. Okay, now here we are. Now, put this in slope-intercept form. To put it in slope-intercept form, you're basically just going to get the y by itself. How are you going to do that? Well, you're going to distribute first. I always say if math was a movie, it would be an action film because distributive property is so action-packed. I get y plus 5 equals 1/4 x minus 1/4. Check out what I did. I took the quarter and distributed it to both of those terms. Now I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. That's going to leave me with y equals 1/4 x, and then I have a -5 minus 1/4. Well, remember, you can write -5 as -20/4. And of course, I have -1/4, which makes -21/4. This is the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. All right, so we started by plugging our values into the point-slope formula. We did all of our plugging and chugging. We did our kickouts, right? And then we isolated the y. Okay, key facts. You might want to pause the video here and actually write something down. I know, crazy thought. Okay, now check out this next question I say. Find the equation of the line, this time that passes through these 2 points. So now I'm actually going to give you 2 points it passes through. And you're like, wait a minute, math dealer, you told me we needed a point. Okay, that was fine. We have 2 of them, but we also need a slope. How are you going to get a slope if you're given 2 points? Ah, and that brings us to that slope formula, doesn't it? which is the change in y's over the change in x's. That's why your teacher spent so long going over this stuff. I know, crazy fun. So let's go find the slope. The slope is y2 minus y1, right? Well, check it out. Here's my second point. Here's my first point. Just subtract those, 1 minus 7. Then it's x2 minus x1. Please, please, please be careful, right? Watch your signs here. You end up getting a negative 6/5. That's your slope. That's the slope you're going to use in, I know, right, the point-slope formula. Now, you might be saying, well, which point do I use? Well, it doesn't matter which point you use. Since I've already labeled that x1 and y1, just go ahead and use that. So here we go. We're plugging in our values. Y minus 7, because 7, remember, was our y1, equals m, and then x minus a minus 2. Now, I'm just doing the whole steps here. No big deal. Please, please. Oh, I don't know why I wrote that. 7, that's crazy. Anyway, sorry about that. Equals negative 6/5. And then I have x plus 2. Now, this is the tricky part. The answer is supposed to be placed in standard form, not slope-intercept form. Standard form is the form that's ax plus by equals c, where the x's and y's are on one side and the constants on the other, okay? The a's and b's, by the way, must be integers, FYI, and they both can't be 0, okay? Because then you'd have 0 equals c, and that's just crazy talk. All right, so here we go. In order to get this in standard form, easiest way to do it, honestly, is multiply through by that least common denominator. Least common denominator in this case is 5. So in that case, I get 5y minus 35. Again, action film. I keep saying that, right? Then I'm going to take this 5 and I'm going to multiply it by negative 6/5. Well, when I do that, the 5's actually cancel. And it's the negative 6 that gets distributed. Okay, I'm going to say that one more time because I can't tell you how many times that messes people up, right? So again, the 5's are going to cancel. Oops, sorry about that. The 5's cancel, and it's the negative 6 that gets distributed, okay? And that's going to give me a negative 6x minus 12. Please, 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 please watch your signs, okay? Now, standard form, x and y is on one side. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to add 6x to both sides. And at the same time, because we're cool, I'm going to go ahead and add the constant over. I know you math teachers are probably like, you can't be doing all these steps at one time. But yeah, you can. All right, little shimmy, shimmy, work, work. And that's what you're going to get, right? So I end up getting 6x plus 5y equals 35 minus 12, of course, is, what's that, 23? I say, of course, and then I had to think. And there's the equation of a line in standard form. So again, here we go. There are two key things that you have to find in order to write the equation of a line. You have to have the point and you have to have a slope. You really have to have a point the line passes on through, and you have to have a slope of the line, okay? And when you have in the point and the slope, it really does make sense, right? You might as well use the point slope formula. Alrighty, group. So this is the Math Dealer signing out. I know this video is a little bit long, but stay tuned for that next video that talks about writing the equation of a line that's perpendicular. What? Have a great day.